Man, I think we all have days that we go through where we're just so on edge, so ready to snap, and we just have no idea why. And this is so painful because we have a million frustrations going through our head at any given moment, and we just can't make sense of them. But what if there was a way to diffuse this feeling and have better control over our emotions and our reactions to things? My name is Travis, and I'm a therapist who's passionate about self-development. And today I want to go into what might be the most important skill to mastering our emotional control. I heard an excellent Jordan Peterson quote a little while ago where he said, "If your actions are dictated by your emotions, you're living in hell." And I thought this was so fascinating because so many of us have days where we just can't make sense of our emotions and we're just reacting to things rather than acting in a way that we want. And so the better control we have over our emotions, the more we're able to understand our emotions, it'll improve our life in every area. It'll improve our relationships. It'll improve the way we're able to act at work. So today we're going into this important skill, this important first step to mastering emotional control. It's going to sound so simple, but I promise you it's not easy. It takes practice, it takes repetitions, but this is the first step. It's calling out your emotions. Okay, so calling out your emotion, it sounds nice, it sounds dramatic, cool, but what does that actually mean? It means that we're going to recognize what we're feeling in the moment and we're going to be able to express that. Easier said than done, I promise you. But practically speaking, this does a few things for us. When we're able just to look inside and say, you know what? I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling angry. I'm able to recognize that and saying either in our mind or even more powerfully, saying out loud, you know what, Travis, I'm frustrated today. This does a few things for us, starting with it diffuses the intensity of the emotion. The reason that this works is because our emotions operate in spirals. When we have a positive emotion and we lean more into it, it can spiral upward. We're feeling grateful, we're feeling happy, and we lean into that and that emotion continues. But more often we get into negative emotional spirals where our emotions start maybe up here and we get a little bit frustrated and then we get more frustrated and then we lean into it and it continues to spiral downward. What calling out our emotion does, simply recognizing what it is and verbalizing it, we put a stop to this spiral. It's spiraling downward, it's getting more intense. We call it out and it stops the intensity from intensifying. Imagine you're sitting at home one day and you look outside and you see like a raccoon or a person or whatever happens in your neighborhood. You see something going through your trash. So you go outside and you look at it and you go, "Hey, what are you doing? Get out of my trash." So more than likely, if it's an animal, it's a person, whatever's happening, it's going to stop that thing from digging through your trash. It's going to startle it. The same thing happens with our emotions when it's continuing on this spiral. It's building momentum, which in this case we don't want. It's building this negative momentum, which continues to negatively impact our lives and our emotional state. We're putting a stop to it and we're pausing that momentum. This gives us a little bit of breathing room to actually do something with our emotion. Because instead of our emotion taking over us and intensifying and really taking over our entire day, taking over our reaction to everything, we're able to actually evaluate it, which brings us to our second point of calling out your emotion helps to bring your emotion from just simply a feeling to now being a thought. When you bring your emotion from the realm of feeling to the realm of thought, you're able to actually do something with it. We can't really do much with our emotions, meaning we feel them. They can make us feel things and maybe make us react to things, but they're less tangible than a thought. Once there's a thought, we have much more control over our thoughts. We can question our thought. We can ask ourselves why we're feeling what we're feeling. We can put in new thoughts to maybe challenge that initial thought. And we can actually mold this thought a little bit and play with it a bit and try to figure it out. So here's an example that happens to a lot of people where let's say you're sitting and you're feeling really irritable. Maybe you didn't get a good night of sleep. Maybe you got into an argument with someone in the morning. Maybe, whatever happened, you were late on your way to work. There was traffic. And whatever was going on, you're feeling a little bit angry, a little bit irritable. So practically what this looks like is first you recognize a little bit of mindfulness and you say, you know what, self? You know what, Travis? I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling irritable. You can even say it out loud. That's even more powerful because it takes the pressure of the emotion from being just in your mind and it takes it out of your mind. So once you verbalize it and you recognize what you're actually feeling, that already diffuses a lot of pressure. And then the next step can be, why am I angry? And once we figure it out, well, that can alleviate even more pressure. And this brings us to our third point about the benefits of calling out your emotions and how this helps us with emotional control of if you call out your emotions, you help to combat one of the most painful emotional experiences. It's not anger, it's not frustration, it's not sadness. Do you know what may be one of the most painful emotional experiences we go through? It's confusion. This is an often underrated one. We don't think about this, but it really bothers us when we don't understand why we're feeling what we're feeling. People spend countless hours in therapy or chat GPT or trying to figure out what is going on? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? And one of the key tools to be able to do this is to call out our emotion, to first recognize what actually is happening, and then we can question ourselves about it. So when we call out, let's say we're having an angry day, we call out our emotion. Okay, fine, I'm feeling angry. Why am I feeling angry? We can ask ourselves this. This helps to further diffuse it because the more we can understand what actually contributed to our emotion, it helps to alleviate it as well because we get rid of the confusion aspect of it. When we're able to decouple the emotional experience from the confusion, we're able to find much more emotional peace. Gaining emotional control through calling our emotions is simple, but it is not easy. It can take a long, long time to practice, but this is the first step. You can start this literally today. You can recognize when I'm feeling irritable, when I'm feeling a negative emotion that I don't want to be experiencing or that I want to diffuse, I want to have control over myself. Call it out, recognize it, and question yourself about it. And this will help to do a few things. It'll help to just put a wedge in this downward spiral. It'll help to stop the emotional process from overtaking you. It'll help you to bring it from an emotion to a thought so that you can actually do something with it. And then when you do something with it, it'll help to alleviate the confusion that you feel about it. I hope you enjoyed and found this valuable. If you're looking for more mental health content to gain more control over your emotions, click the subscribe button, like the video, share it with a friend, click another video right here, and remember to hit life on all cylinders.